3 more ways of executing an idea.
Things seen.
Controlled.
Put down. The painter sets out to organize his impressions of the scene. He learns by experience, by doing, by working. He constantly checks his principles against what he sets down. He approximates, changes, shifts, settles for a solution. A painting emerges.
Red.
Black, white, and green.
A series of contrasts.
Set together to form a unit. The painter manipulates the position of shapes and sizes, darks and lights. His execution of ideas is arrived at through constant work. Nothing is left to chance.
Control is necessary.
Mistakes are ruled out.
Paintings made.
Funny, serious, idols, prayed to, worship, believed in.
This sculpture is a result of more beliefs, more ideals, more concepts. Someone needed a figure to identify his concept of a god. A rough block of wood, a crude axe, a lot of hacking, smoothing, polishing made up a form. Simple, explicit, complete.
It functions. It explains away the mysteries and difficulties of the moment.
To other men, it may mean other things.
An execution of an idea. Clear.
Simple.
Concrete.
The house. The house.
The bridge.
Beams of steel.
Girders.
Bolts, rivets, fastenings.
Welded joints and sealed glass.
Structures.
Executed with finesse, ability, understanding. A bridge in steel and concrete, simple and honest, is understood. The houses are an expression of a designer's ability to organize materials for human need. Bridges function.
They carry great weights.
They must use strong materials. The houses function. They must be constructed to carry the load of human personalities. They must be a place where man can rest, relax, adjust, read, and carry on everyday activities without the house getting in the way.
Houses and bridges serve a purpose.
For them to be right, they must match the purpose for which they were built. The Egyptian,
conscious of his life on earth
and concerned with his life after death, took materials from the Nile Valley and fashioned them into symbols which were clear to him. His objectives were perhaps simple, but his sculpture remains as a story of his skill.
Gold and granite,
molded in a variety of shapes,
forms emerge which spell out ideas to all men.
Whether large or small, these people could control what they were doing by principles which were set and used. No great changes occur in their sculpture because no great changes occurred in their belief about the world. Round,
smooth
surfaces which show a high point in execution. Paintings, stained glass, stories for people who couldn't read.
On plaster, in glass, on paper, individuals worked to set down concepts which were believed, held as true and had to be recorded. Each an expression of a way of thinking, each different and yet the same.
Flat patterns, colors which symbolized what they thought they saw.
Each a careful execution of the materials which were used to express an idea. Areas of paint on plaster, shapes outlined and filled in. Colored glass, chip by chip, laid into lead, fastened, put into place. Small manuscripts, illustrations filling the page.
Calligraphy, brushwork, paint, all going up to make up a record.
Stone,
cut and carved.
Intricate shapes.
Sanded, polished, rounded. Simple figures full of complexities. Each a unique way of handling a material. Figures which had to be clear. Each demanded its own methods, its own skills. Each comes out being different because of the people who produce it.
Stable,
Forceful,
accomplished.
detailed,
Patterns,
some well done.
some poorly done.
When the builder understood his problem, he was successful. The builder who was merely copying and had no problem solved nothing, added nothing. Doodads in work are monotonous. When carving becomes a necessary part of the building, it is interesting. When concrete blocks are broken into a variety of organized shapes and related to the whole structure, they become interesting. Novelty for itself is a waste of time.
Differences exist.
Shapes function.
Styles are copied.
The results are good or bad, dependent on their reasons for existence. A chisel, stone, hammer and pound. Shapes emerge, are organized. A unit results. A brush, canvas, areas of color, execution.
These men looked. Flanagan, Matisse, Mestrovic, in his own way, finds a way to execute his own ideas. They looked, checked, and found methods which solve their problems. Each one is unique because each one realized his own capacities and limitations.
Form, shape, positioned, make-up units.
A film,
A camera, an exciting world.
sculpture,
Water, land, and sky. Let's look. The sculpture is well designed because the men who made it understood the problem before them. They understood what they could do with the materials with which they worked.
They understood their limitations and executed